Hello. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today I'll be sharing with you our project proposal. So the rest of my group members are currently serving NS, so they are unavailable to join us. So yeah. So these are our group members. So we recently, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there are a lot of problems that we realized in current practices to enforce social distancing measures, which are not environmentally sustainable. So there are a few problems that arise. Firstly, it is as seen in the photos, right? The current measures to enforce social distancing measures are aesthetically unappealing. Secondly, they lack in effectiveness. So if you look around you, there are definitely some people who are not 1 meters apart from each other, right? And if there are some tapes on the ground, it is not effective in stopping people from stepping into that space, and that may put other people at risk of contracting contagious diseases such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Furthermore, uh, by using the tapes, which is the most common way that we see today to enforce social distancing, it can lead to damage um, of the seats or whatever appliances that we are putting the tapes on. And it also, when we get rid of the tape, because the tapes are not reusable, it is not environmentally friendly and not a sustainable practice. So we aim to redefine social distancing measures by creating a more sustainable practice for the enforcement of safe distancing. So we wanted to come up with a product that has applications to many situations beyond just safe distancing. For instance, we can also use our product to separate students or zoning off areas for corporate events and stuff like that, so as to expand the potential usage of our product. So our target users are the in the private sector. We can use it for like queue management. In the public sector, we can use it for places such as hawker centers and to replace the tapes that are very unsightly. And so this is our prototype. So as you can see, we aim to develop a product that can kind of cordon off a space in a reusable manner. So this is a very rough prototype because we haven't had the chance to consult with any professional engineering agencies yet, but we have some in mind that we want to partner with. So our general idea when we were designing the product is that we wanted a product that could cordon off areas that were not meant to be occupied by people, such as seats in the hawker centers and maybe adjacent seats in the hospitals. So there's this square in the middle. It is kind of like a space where we can maybe partner with governmental agencies and NGOs to kind of put advertisements or campaign messages to kind of enhance or kind of broaden the usage of our product. The bands at the side are kind of elastic, and so that allows us to create a product that is flexible and it can be applied to many different seats of different measurements. So the way that we are going to attach this product on seats, we haven't decided on it, but it is possible that we are going to use clamps or maybe tapes and stuff like that. So we are trying to work with different partners to kind of discuss the potential usage of our product. We have some contacts with Grab and some people from the ministry because some of our group members volunteer at the local GRC, so that we are planning to kind of explore more areas to utilize our products. We also aim to, like I said, the prototype is a very rough design, and so we want to partner with a more professional companies such as Proto King and Carter to kind of come up with a more expert design that is renewable, reusable, and also more effective in enhancing the social distancing measures today. So I think one problem is that we are now living in the COVID-19 pandemic, and so this product may be necessary now, but what about after the pandemic? So there are also some, there are a lot of usage, the potential areas where our products are necessary. So one example is when we look at hospitals in Singapore, and this, when we use a figure that was used before COVID-19, hospitals spread infections. I think 12% of the patients in hospitals, inpatient, suffer from hospital-acquired infections, and that is before COVID-19. So that is a very high figure compared to Europe. Let's say that's the figure is around 6%. So this product will also be necessary in hospitals.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, we're already at time, so can you wrap up?
Yeah. So are there any questions? Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, thanks for the presentation, and well thought out, and I particularly liked the point that you're thinking beyond the pandemic. That was one of the things that I had in mind, that as we go endemic, right, does COVID become like a normal flu, right, and we give up on social distancing and these type of things, and where will this tape be used? So another comment or a question I would like to make is one of the bigger technical aspects of your product is still unsolved, which is the sticking of it. And you mentioned you might use clamps, but you also mentioned that the tape that is used today is actually not friendly to the surfaces. So clamps doesn't sound too friendly either, but that's one of the bigger engineering challenges that you have to solve for this product to be viable. But I guess you're on it, but that the thinking needs to happen, right?
Yeah. Can I add that I think this PowerPoint was not the PowerPoint that we wanted to present. So there was a different PowerPoint that actually. And we actually thought of an idea where we use this, like, see at the edges of the band, right? We can use these Velcro straps. Yeah, because right now, we feel like Velcro is a very good design, because it's not like the masking tape that we use nowadays, where it's like it is spread over a large area and it can damage the whole seat, especially like in the photos that we looked at just now. When we use Velcro, we can kind of like decide where we want to put the Velcro, so we can put the Velcro in a place that is like it cannot be seen very easily, so it's more aesthetically viable, I guess, and also a lot more flexible, because we need our product to be able to be placed on different seats, not just like a fixed kind of design. So that's another idea that we're looking at.
Hi, Yi-Hong, right?
Hi.
Thank you for coming as a solo representing the team. And thank you for, I think, identifying the issue that is very stark in our context. But many people just walk by and live with it, but you and the team choose to try and problem solve it. So thank you for that spirit as well. My question is on the cost. Currently, the premises that are using tape, it's the cheapest option. One tape is $1.50, and then they can tape many chairs. Vis-a-vis this idea, which is great, reusable, environmentally friendly, aesthetically pleasing. But in terms of the cost comparison, how do you kind of mitigate that barrier for potential adopters?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. And I think that when it comes to costs, there are two kinds of costs. There's the fixed cost and there's also the recurring costs. So for tapes, the environmental impacts aside, we know that tapes are not very environmentally friendly. Even though, yes, it is $1.50 a roll, it is a recurring cost in the sense that whenever we finish using the tape, we have to buy more tape. We cannot just reuse the tape that was used. And furthermore, we also have friends who kind of work part-time in malls, and some of them were put in charge of like putting the tapes. And it takes a very long time to put the tapes and an even longer time to take off the tapes. So that's not just the cost of the tape itself, but it's also the cost of manpower, right? The tapes have to be replaced every few weeks. Okay, so, and when we look at our product, even though I believe that when we look at the design portion, yes, the cost is, it seems quite high, but there's a fixed cost. There's like a one-time deposit. So when we looked at design firms, engineering firms, we went to cold call them and asked for a price. The prices are always around, I think, $5,000 around there for the design, and another $5,000 to kind of like make measurements and stuff like that. So it's prototyping and coming up with the design, right? But after that, the recurring cost will be much lower because once we get the product, we are able to reuse the product all the time. And furthermore, we can also use the space on our product for advertising purposes or even spreading important messages that agencies and organizations want to spread. So that's another way we can kind of mitigate the fixed costs of our product. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We are already at end of our 5 minutes, but thank you.